Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunch Therapy, where we take a break from the endless crap going on in the world. So there's been some really wacky stuff. I've got a thing on my head today, keeping my head on straight. Last week we talked about Higgy and how we can make, things a little bit easier on ourselves, make things a little bit more comfortable, which is the Hygge is the Danish tradition of coziness. And so we explored that. On Wednesday, we had John Poveromo on the show, and he was telling us about the world's happiest animal, which we will explore that today as well. I've been thinking, what makes me happy? And, I took a few words, threw them out there, hopefully in the chat room. Me want a capybara. Capybaras make me happy. Yes, looking very forestral. So what makes me happy? Well, animals. Animals make me happy. People in the chat room could probably add to these as well, because a lot of things make me happy. And sometimes when things are shitty, you got to go to these things. And because we need to be ready, because the world is nuts right now. Exercise, good health, excitement, beauty. That one's behind me. Beauty. Yeah, beauty. What else makes me happy? These are things that make me happy. Basic needs. Well, yeah, you want your basic needs to be met. Definitely. Not comparing myself to others. That's a good one. If anybody doesn't know, if anybody hasn't learned that yet, if you're unhappy, you're probably comparing yourself to others. And trust in other people. So I think that's one thing that has made it kind of difficult these days is people don't trust each other. People don't trust information. Information on this show is all fun. So we're going to get into the show now. This is Lunch Therapy. This is a place where we take a break from the crap and we try and be happy for half an hour, sometimes 40 minutes. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right, so one of our viewers weighed in about what makes her happy. Projects. Yes, I think that sometimes having something to look forward to makes us happy. And I think that's good. We have something to look forward to on the show. It's the 200th episode of Lunch Therapy, which is happening on Friday. People are already sending in their videos, congratulating the show. Also, we're going to have some people just pop into the show, so that should be fun. We've had over 65 people on the show since it started, so we're going to hear from a lot of them on Friday, so that'll be super fun. But right now, we are here to breathe. The background here is Dear, Todd Lee. If you haven't read The Happiness Advantage by Sean Aker. All right, Happiness Advantage. That's on our reading list, Hummingbird reading list. Todd Lee, by the way, sent these in, these beautiful deer, and yeah, they're kind of behind me. But anyway, we're gonna breathe. They are actually moving back there, so you'll see them move. First breath in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Breathing, yes. Breathing makes me happy. Calms me the fuck down, too. I don't know if it does that for you, but I think it actually helps the nervous system. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. And I have to put something on my head. I actually was wearing one of these the other day, and I went to work. Well, not to work, but I was in a Zoom meeting, a work Zoom meeting, and I forgot that I left this on my head. And somebody said, "Hey, Joel, what is that on your head?" And I just blurted out, "My underwear." And the thing about it is, by the look on their face, I realized they thought I was serious. So yeah, that went over really well. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. See this comment. This comment looks intense. When they feed the populace misinformation 24/7 for 20 years, they cannot be surprised when the populace finally believes it. Makes sense. They're like, "Oh, what happened? Oh, no." Yeah. That's one of the things we're going to explore today. We're going to explore that a little bit. We want everything to be kind of positive and kind of no news cycle in here, but sometimes things jump in here. Underwear on your head is not like being pantless, although one might think they are related. Yes, it's one of the benefits of being in lockdown, right? But we've got a top 11 list coming up, and let's get to it after one more breath, in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. It's kind of a blackout there for a second. No, so misinformation makes you happy. Interesting. So I was thinking, one of the things about misinformation is people, first of all, you have to discredit the good information. So as soon as you say fake news and say the news doesn't mean anything, then you can start feeding people whatever you want, and it becomes extremely confusing. So I was thinking, this is my idea, is we have a show that is called What Didn't Happen Today. It's like a news show, except for the whole time you just say what didn't happen. And, we could clear up some of that. So I think maybe Snopes, the website Snopes, could have that show. It's called Snopes, What Didn't Happen Today. Well, that's a scary bumper. Yeah, it's a scary bumper because in this section of the show, we're going to do a top 11. And the top 11, well, my mother always said, the true test of a person's character is that they can be happy in any situation. So I don't know what she was saying to me at that time when she said that, but it seemed like good advice. I was trying to figure out, what situation are we talking about, Mom? So here's the top 11 reasons to survive the nuclear apocalypse. Okay? If you need some reasons. Number 11, there is no line at Space Mountain. There you go. Kamala Lopez helped me write these. In fact, she wrote them and I kind of changed them a little because I'm a control freak, I guess. Number 10, we collaborated on these. Number 10, she wrote the good ones. I wrote the ones that are maybe not so good. Number 10, less people to compare yourself to. There you go. Top 11 reasons to survive the nuclear apocalypse. That's what I was saying. One of the things that makes us unhappy is comparing ourselves to others. So if you're like the only one on the planet, can't compare yourself so much. She wrote them and I changed them. So if you see something you don't recognize, that's why. Number 9, chances are you won't be worrying about your weight. I'm sure I would be. Only person on the planet I'd be like, does this make me look fat? Number 10 is not mine. Less people to compare yourself to. That's definitely mine. Number 8, park wherever you like. Wherever you want to park. Unless, of course, the parking enforcement people are still around, which is very possible because they are survivors. I'll tell you that. One time I was eating breakfast in my breakfast nook, and I saw one of these parking lot enforcement people come into my driveway, and she had one of those things to give the ticket. And I was like, what? In my driveway. And I go running out there, what are you doing? And she kind of levitated to the other side of the street. So, they got some superpowers already. Those parking enforcement people. I don't know what to call them. I was going to say meter maid, but that doesn't sound right. Now, does it? So they're survivalists. So I don't know. They might still be handing out tickets. I know once they start giving you the ticket, this is the only thing in the world where you can't stop it. Once it starts, you're like, hey, don't give me a ticket. They're like, sorry, I already started it. Can't stop it. Kind of like somebody's presidency, I guess. Number 7, you won't need a light to read at night because you'll be radioactive, of course. Do these mounds of dead body make me look fat? Do these mounds of dead bodies make me look fat? Exactly. That's probably how I'd be. Number 6, great seats at the Hollywood Bowl. Of course, there'll be no performers to see. Number 5, you can finally get through the last 6 seasons of Homeland. I've been meaning to get to those. They just keep coming. You know, you think Homeland's over, and the show just keeps coming. And it's a good show. I already started. I can't stop. That's what he said. The jokes keep coming. It's great. 4, deep discounts on Spanx. There you go. Who wrote that one? I don't know. Number 3, you won't need to wear Spanx. This is all about body image, I think. Number 2, lots of mutations to try out. Who knows? Maybe some of them could be superpowers. And number 1, drum roll please. You can wear your underwear on your head. There you have it. In fact, you could wear your underwear anywhere. You could wear your underwear on the outside of your clothes. Some people like that. That's yours. The Spanx one. Number 3 is mine. Oh, that's mine. Matt, is there a choice behind this list? A, I choose to survive, or B, I choose not to survive. No, these are just reasons to survive. If you need one. If you're like, you know, if you have some choice to run into some kind of bunker or not, that's when you'll consult the list. And you can consult this list anytime. It is on the Lunch Therapy YouTube channel, and it will be here for your reference at any time. It is the episode called What's the World's Happiest Animal? And we've got to get onto that. Gotcha. All right. Jose is here. Jose, it's great to see you. There will be no underwater lakes today, perhaps on Wednesday. I think Cult of the Hummingbird should start wearing their underwear on their heads during all Zoom meetings and make no mention of it whatsoever. That's a very Myth Club thing to do, for sure. And I think it's a great choice. The choice is try to survive versus fit. I'm the worst sometimes at figuring things out. I've got the Cult of the Hummingbird thing. I'm going to look at it again because the choice is try to survive versus just give it in. Give in. Here we go. Oh, fuck it. I thought typo, but no, it wasn't a typo. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. People wonder, can you swear on this show? Seems like you can. All right, we're moving on. Watch party. It's going to get happier around here. Here we go. Okay, this is a particularly special watch party because I'm making up for the nuclear apocalypse top 11 list. This is a cat here. We're just going to watch a second of it. In fact, we're going to have a little bit of music just to kind of chill us out here. And this is a cat in a heated blanket. Mm-hmm. So there you go. There's the cat in the heated blanket. I figured, nothing better than that, really. Perhaps he's purring a lot. I just take my word for it. There's the heated blanket. One of our viewers, Moose, the cat from Australia, he also loves heated blankets. His are like super hot though. So if you put your cat in a heated blanket, which I don't know if I recommend because it seems kind of dangerous, but make sure you don't turn it up too hot. They seem to like it though. Who doesn't like a heated blanket, right? This is a cat bothering a dog. I don't think I can show much of this because I'm sure this is a very, very popular video. So we're going to have to move on. I do want to stop it for a second though, because I see that Greg Wordla is here. let's take a look. I want to look at the comments because Matt says, which I am terrible at deciphering Matt's comments. He says, I was totally going to say underwear on the head. Totally Myth Club. Yeah, it's a totally Myth Club thing to say. Music sounds warlike. Greg has written something. And let's see. It's a top 11 list, I think. 1. No. Oh, wow. He wrote his own top 11 list. These must be reasons to survive the Holocaust, the nuclear Holocaust. 1. Oh, I guess I have to go backwards. 11. You're finally the best looking guy in the room. Number 10. All donuts all the time. Number 9. Finally got the last word in with the wife. There you have it. Number 8. Microwave popcorn pops just whenever you want. In fact, it's all pre-popped. I think it's all done already. 7. World's greatest living guitarist. Right. You'd be the best guitarist on the planet. In fact, you would be playing at the Hollywood Bowl. Perhaps that's the best seat. Playing at the Hollywood Bowl. Number 6, no dress code. Underwear on the head. Number 5, mutant powers. Number 4, underwear optional. So you don't even have to wear it on your head. Number 3, hot dogs for every meal. Number 2, you get to choose what to watch on TV. And number 1, no alarm clock ever. Spoken like a true teacher. Whew. Yeah, they have to get up early, man. Although paper bags, thank you, Greg Werla, for the top 11 list. We've had 2 today, which is great. One was, well, both of them were kind of scary. Matt Wright says, although paper bags on the head during Zoom meetings would be even more Myth Club. Yeah, definitely. And especially if you started eating sardines at the same time. Finally, 200. It's about frickin' time. I know. God, it takes me forever to get this show up to 200. One hot. No. All right. Well, I got to read one more Matt Wright one. By which I mean wearing a paper bag with an eye and mouth holes over your head during a Zoom meeting would be extremely Myth Club. Yes. All right. We're going to get off the nuclear disasters here, and we're going to move on. And let's just see. Oh, I know a lot of you like this. A lot of you said, hey, I really enjoy this, Joel. I wish you would show it again. And so, no, this is something we're going to show another time. These are black soaps. This is an ASMR thing. Black soaps, but inside there's color. And you kind of guess the color. I want to get to the squishy ones, though. So here are the squishy ones. I know a lot of you enjoy these. You can feel free to guess the color if you want. Yeah. Here's somebody that loves this. It's impossible to guess the colors because it's so delayed. It'll look like you're guessing the color after it comes out. Which, you know, we're still advancing here in the future. In the future, we have a lot of advancements to go. And I think this is one of the better ones. ASMR soap blobs. I love ASMR soap blobs. All right, moving on, because I've got a few more things before we get to the world's happiest animal, which I think a lot of you know who that is. This is otters. I would have thought that otters were the world's happiest animals. Here's an otter bathing. This is on the channel Rico 922. When I see otters, I get happy. They seem super happy, lying on their back, cracking nuts. Just seems like a good time to me. I thought they were the happiest. They're super cuddly. It was either that or dolphins. If anybody else has a vote for the world's happiest animal, please let us know. But I say otters, but I'm wrong. There's some more otters in San Francisco. They oughter be. Yeah, they oughter be. Greg, I appreciate you, Greg Wardla, up there in Washington State. Washington? Maybe not. Maybe you are in Idaho. I'm not sure. But I'm glad that you're contributing to the show today because you need some help because it's Monday. Moin Day. Things are tense. Things are tense out there. I invite everybody to wear their underwear on their head today. It helps. It helps. All right, we're moving along. We are going to now move to the winner of the world's happiest animal contest. Oh, he's in Washington State still. For some reason, I thought you had taken off to Idaho. Idaho? Why? I thought that. I ought to pay more attention, right? All right, so here we go. Moving on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to crown the world's happiest animal, the quokka. The quokka is apparently currently listed as the world's happiest animal. That's what they look like. That's what they look like. It's, they look like rats. In fact, they could be rats. They live on an island that is called the Rat's Nest Island. Dutch word for Rat's Nest Island. I think we need to, no militia whatsoever. Star Trek isn't real. I want to talk to you about that, Matt, and I'm getting to this. It's funny how prescient you can be because I don't think Star Trek is real either. So anyway, the thing about the quokka is they're really wallabies. And I don't want to ruin anybody's quokka time. But they're great with selfies. They've become super, super popular for selfies. And people go to this Rotten Nest Island. It's off the coast of Australia, off the coast of Perth. And they go there just to take pictures with these animals. And it's weird because the tourism has gone up unbelievably there, apparently. And apparently they were having some trouble because people were afraid of shark attacks, which is ridiculous because, to tell you the truth, more people die. This is internet fact. More people die from selfies than from shark attacks. I should have done this. More people die from selfies than shark attacks. But, you don't see people running away from the selfies. Waka, waka, waka. That's a little Fozzie Bear reference. Thank you very much. Did you know quokkas have a reputation for throwing their young at predators so they can escape? Yes. This is a little known fact that Greg has brought up, and I think it's very pertinent here because winning the quokka, winning the happiest animal challenge, I don't know. So what happens is when a predator is coming at the mother quokka, who has a pouch, like a kangaroo, keeps a little baby in there, when the predator is running, to distract them, the mother will take the baby out of the pouch, throw the baby at the predator to distract them, and then run away. It's kind of like Jerry Parton, a friend of mine, was in Rome one time. Somebody stole his wallet and went running away with it, and he chased him. Being the lithe young man he was, he chased this guy all through Rome and caught up to him. And the guy, in order to get Jerry off his back, threw Jerry's wallet back at him. And then Jerry stopped to get it, and the guy was gone. Wallet completely empty. Well, the quokkas, they will throw their baby. Maybe they're happiest animal of the year, but certainly not mother of the year, right? We need a cutaway to Spock saying fascinating. I wish I had that. I should have that at the ready at all times, like a button that I push. What a mother quokka. Actually, because they are marsupials, the babies fall out, but not on purpose. Is that true? Because I have heard that they throw. And apparently, this is a really wild one. When they have a baby, they have another backup baby in there, just in case the first one dies. I don't know if that's true. That one might not be true. We need to Snopes that one. In fact, Snopes got hit. Just a barrage of people going there and looking up quokkas because they're so cute that they didn't think they were real. Yeah. They thought that people thought, no way can quokkas exist. There it just looks like a kangaroo, little kangaroo. Oh, that's pretty cute. That's a pretty cute one. But they have, resting happy face. Here's the thing. And that's why people just love to take pictures with them. And you can't have them as pets. You can't feed them human stuff because they'll die. It's really, really bad for them. So quokka, happiest animal on the planet. I don't know. Jury's kind of out on that one. Let's see what Wordless says. Oh, wait a minute. So isn't quokka that furry kid from the land of Lost? No, that's Chaka. Being children is definitely not an advantage. I know that I'm not allowed to say that. Oh, being child-free is definitely an advantage. You're not allowed to say that, Camila Lopez. That was Chaka. And then they do not throw. Okay. We're going to find out the facts here. They do not throw. Stephen Catwell, acting supervisor of zoology and quokka species coordinator at Perth Zoo in Australia, told Africa, check that. While the macropods may have their joeys or young fall out of the pouch when they're fleeing from a predator, quokkas don't toss their babies at predators so they can escape. Wow. So I'm glad we got that cleared up because I think it's even all over the internet, that thing. I've done a lot of quokka research. And in fact, I'm on TikTok a lot. It's TikTok, but it's only for quokkas. TikTok. Everybody should join. Everybody's moving over there. So I think that's enough on quokkas, right? I think that's enough for today. Let's move on. Let's move on to a section called What is Going On? What is going on? So this is a new section. I don't have a exciting intro for it, but this is a segment called What is Going On? So before we get to the dance party, I just want to ask that question of all of you. What is going on? Quokkas are all over this island. You could go there, take pictures with them, have fun. One guy took a picture of a quokka and sold it for $1,000 because it was so damn cute. And yet, we're embroiled in just weird infighting. And I want to know why. I want to know why that's happening. And I watched this. I've been really kind of obsessed with cults lately. Just, looking into, because I don't understand how people, what happens with the cult thing. How do people get brainwashed like that? And so I've been watching some cult documentaries, and I finally found one that was called Heaven's Gate. And it's not the movie with Chris Christopherson, but it is a documentary movie about this thing called Heaven's Gate, and they called it The Cult of Cults. And I thought, well, shoot, I gotta check that out, The Cult of Cults. Turns out, and I'm like, why do they call it The Cult of Cults? Is it because it was so good? And it turns out it was because I mean, they don't really explain it, but I think it's called the cult of cults because it makes absolutely no sense, and yet people join it anyway. So they just join it for the cultiness, the pure cultiness of it. There was this guy, I mean, his name Marshall Applewhite. Marshall Applewhite. This is what he looked like. And I don't know if you've seen this guy before. Probably a lot of people are aware of him. But he started a cult way back in the early 70s. He and this woman that he met who was a nurse, and he was in a hospital, and they met each other, and they suddenly had this feeling that they had known each other forever. And Marshall was fired from the University of St. Thomas, I think it was called, in Houston. And then he met this woman, Bonnie, and they just hit it off. They hit it off. So much so that Bonnie was married, had a kid, just left him. Hung out with this guy. They started calling themselves T and Doe, right? And T and Doe, they really believed that they got into this really strong belief that they had known each other, or at least they were supposed to meet. They had either known each other in another life. And T and Doe became inseparable. And they started to believe that aliens were coming to take them away to a better world. And they just threw everything into a pot of belief system. They read the readings of Richard Bach, of the Bible, of Star Trek, like Matt had said. They became big Star Trekkies. They had a religion that has been described. This is something they call it. They call it a Sheilaism, which is a religion where you throw a bunch of other religion, philosophy into a pot. You just kind of stir it up, and then you have this religion. But they were devout. And I thought it was called a Sheilaism because of the Bhagwan cult, and the Sheila was the one who ran that cult. And no, it has to do with something else. But they made this religion called Heaven's Gate, and they even made a website, which is still around, by the way. This is what their website looks like. It was a while ago, but it's still out there. And the scary part about it is people got so into this thing, this Heaven's Gate cult, that they would join it. They'd cut their hair short so they all look the same. They wear uniforms and Nike shoes, and they were just into hanging out with each other. And it seems that people will believe anything if you find them when they're sort of lost. They're sort of lost. They're sad. They're looking for something to give their life meaning. If you say, hey, come in here, and then you put them in there into something, I heard this phrase recently. It's called an echo chamber. And an echo chamber is basically where you just keep hearing the same stuff, and then you start to regurgitate that stuff. It starts to bounce off the walls, and pretty soon everybody in that echo chamber believes that stuff, whatever it is. And they get to be a very tight-knit group. And the leader will shun everybody outside of that group, and so that everybody becomes extremely insular. And then it's kind of like people do this to themselves too sometimes, where they think they're like alone a lot, and they just think and think and think and think and think, and they start to believe their own thoughts. Well, in a cult, this happens. So people make these echo chambers, things bounce around. So what happened with the Heaven's Gate cult was they were certain that the aliens were going to come down at some time and take them away. And they were stuck in these human bodies until then. And even though there was all indication that none of this was true, and that it was just sort of a hodgepodge of different beliefs in Star Trek, they believed it because the more committed they got to it, the more that became their reality. And eventually, the Hale-Bopp comet was coming. And they all decided that, well, the leaders decided that when the Hale-Bopp comet comes, that's when the aliens are going to come down and pick them up. And they had various scenarios of how this was going to happen. One was that the ship would just come down, they'd go right inside and then fly off. But another one was that other people would get so angry at them that they'd kill them, burn them, and I don't know, light them on fire and stuff, and then they'd leave their human bodies and then go up with the aliens. This is what they thought. But one of the things that occurred was Bonnie just up and died of cancer. And that wasn't really like in the plan of what was supposed to be happening. And so they got all kind of confused. And T just decided that that was part of it, that maybe she died and her spirit went to this other planet and she was just going there early to kind of, make the beds and set up so that everybody's all happy when they arrive. And so she was just kind of going ahead. And then the Hale-Bopp comet was going to come and then they were going to leave. So all kinds of weird things happen. Because T was actually, I think, he was really concerned about his sexuality. And so he didn't want anybody having sex because it was against their religion. So he actually even castrated himself, had himself castrated. And there were some people in the group that decided that they would castrate themselves too. And they tried to do it at home. It was like a home castration. They got their home castration kit from Amazon or something. And they tried to, and they almost died. But it didn't matter because eventually they all died. They got so into this thing that they decided that they were just going to put their bodies down, put themselves down. And then they would be able to be released and go to this next life that was out in outer space where they were like Captain Kirk exploring the universe. So they all very methodically, by ingesting various things and alcohol and then putting plastic bags over their head, they killed themselves. And it was shocking. I remember it was shocking. This was like in 1997, and people knew about this cult. They knew it was a terrible thing. There were articles written about it. And then all of a sudden, there they were, 39 of them, all dead, lying in their beds in this house. So, what does that tell me? That tells me that if you put people in an echo chamber and you get them to feel like they're all together and they're all, against some evil that they perceive that someone has told them about, and then people just lie to them, they'll believe anything. And next thing you know, we have situations like we're in now, where you have to actually, figure out what the truth is. It gets so darn confusing that normal people are doing super abnormal things, like this Heaven's Gate cult did, where they did something, just destroyed themselves. And how do you deprogram them? How do you get them out of it? This is something that I think, we're going to have to look into as a people, and also talk to some cult experts as to how do you deprogram these people from this incredibly bad programming that they have. I like my idea of the show that tells you what didn't happen today. I think that's a good idea. Maybe that's where lunch therapy will evolve. Let's see what some people say in the chat room here. Hoy, says Ganell. This sounds like crap. Oh, wait, this sounds like crap or Scientology. The Nike cult. Yeah, They love the Nike shoes. They love to all look the same. It's important to note that when they met, he was institutionalized and she was his psychiatric nurse. This is one of those things that I'm not sure about. I think they said that in the documentary. I tried to do research on that because he says he was visiting somebody at the hospital when he met her. Really sad story. Saw it as well. And I remember seeing The Aftermath on TV. The Aftermath. Yeah, that's an interesting program. Let's see what Jose says. Technically, an echo chamber is surrounding yourself with like-minded people and not paying attention to other opinions to the point where you make up your own truth. That's super interesting. A bunch of them got medically castrated. That's right. Ketamine for all. Special K party at Joel's house. You can always count on Todd to say something really inappropriate. Melania just bought up all the remaining home castration kits. Melania feeds on embryos to keep her looks. No way she's into castrations. Put them on the no-fly list. Yeah, well, they got their own spaceship. Anyway, weird. It's weird. Heaven's Gate. It's weird that this website is still up too. And it's got that kind of GeoCities look to it. They even have their position against suicide now. It's freaky. I think it's time for dance party. I think it's time to dance. And now we dance. Anyway, that's where we are. We're heading towards episode 200. Can't even believe it. I can't believe that it's happening. Please send in your videos. I've got a Dropbox link set up for people to upload their videos. You can find it. Well, you will be able to find it on my website. It's not there right now. Website is joelmarshall.com, or you can just text it to me if you have that secret information. Happy Monday, Ganelle. You forgot grapes is something that makes you happy. Yeah, so episode 200 is coming up. We want to get as many people there as possible because this is a monumental event. And now we're going to have a dance break with the running mates. I'm sure I was going to say something else, but I don't know. And I'm probably talk right over the running mates. Let's get 800 subs this week. That's a good idea. Because I've been stuck at like 750, 748. It's just been kind of just hanging there. So yeah, let's get 800 subs this week. Good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see Greg. I gotta see Greg. 200. Wow, 200 times I was bored and said to myself, hey, what's Joel doing? That's what I'm providing. That's what I'm providing. Entertainment for y'all during these crazy times. And here are the running mates. They're some of my favorites. I know I say that about a lot of people, but I have a lot of favorites. But running mates, they're a married couple. They do covers. This is a cover of Tom Petty. The running mates.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. And she's a good girl, she's crazy about Elvis, loves horses and her boyfriend too.
So go to their YouTube channel, subscribe.
Living in Reseda, there's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her, and I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free. I'm free falling. Yeah, I'm free. I'm free falling. And all the vampires walking through the valley move west down Ventura Boulevard. And all the bad boys are standing in the shadows, and the good girls are home with broken hearts. And I'm free, I'm free falling. Yeah, I'm free, I'm free falling. Free falling now, I'm free falling now, I'm free falling now, I'm free falling. I wanna glide down over Mulholland, I wanna ride her name in the sky. I'm gonna free fall out into nothing. I'm gonna leave this world for a while, and I'm free. I'm free falling now, I'm free falling. Yeah, I'm free.
Thanks everybody for